Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm Patty, and I am here to do your guess what? Full moon. It's not only going to be a reading, it'll be a little education about what's going on and actually the energies that are going to be happening. So let me get this all set up here. I am going to leave the chat open. So if you guys want to chime in, say where you're from, say hello, or if you have any questions about anything that even when I get into the tarot part, you're very welcome to ask questions as well. So hopefully, yeah, that'll be a good thing. So I'm going to give just a few seconds. I know there's a couple of people that wanted to come on and say hello, but so we're getting ready. This is the 29th, and yes, I'm going to have Halloween decorations behind me because we're not quite there. We're not quite to Halloween yet, but we are getting ready to have a full moon, and the full moon is going to be a really sort of an interesting. Hey Felix, nice to see you too. Welcome, welcome. So this full moon is got three elements to it, so it's sort of a rare full moon. Well, that's why they call it a blue moon. It's once in a blue moon kind of a thing, and that usually is one of the elements. It's also on Halloween, so sort of a pagan holiday kind of thing. And then it also is a blood moon. And we'll get into the history of that a little bit. So the full moon, of course, we know happens once, twice a month, depending on how the years fall. But this is to have two full moons in 1 month is actually pretty rare. The last time we had two full moons in a year was in 2018, and those came almost 2 months apart. So that was rare. So we're going to have two full moons in 2020, but we're not going to have that happen all the way until 2037. That's the next time we'll have two moons within the same year. Unless somebody wants to prove me wrong, but that's the calculations and the statistics. So it's really, really rare to have not only two moons. We had one in the very beginning of October. Now we have one on the 31st. Second thing is that you're going to hear that this moon, full moon, is got many, many names. You'll hear it called the harvest moon. You'll hear it called the hunter's moon. You'll hear it called the blood moon. You'll hear it called this sanguine moon. You'll hear it called all kinds of things. It depends on the time and the place in history of why it changed or what the names are. It actually goes back to the blood moon goes all the way back to biblical times. I think it's in the book of Joel as well. So it goes way back. I mean, there's astronomers and astrology kind of people all the way back then. But it also was called the blood moon because when we call it a harvest moon, it is because of in the fall, we go and harvest everything that we can in vegetables and plants and all that kind of stuff, put it away for the winter. Well, it really wasn't accurate enough to go and get the meat because there's no refrigeration and things like that. They had to salt everything. Salt was the preservative. So what happened was back then, the full moon at the end of the summer, the harvest moon, was actually extremely bright. So they would go and hunt at night, and they'd hunt squirrels. They would hunt, little nocturnal animals, rabbits and things like that. And that would become sort of a bloody kind of a thing. But it was at night because the full moon was so bright. I can understand that because when I had horses, we had a full moon one time. We weren't riding at night, didn't need any lights. It was like, wow, this is really weird. But that's where the blood moon comes in. A lot of people didn't like that, so it changed from the pagans to the hunter's moon, a little bit more soft kind of thing. So that's where that comes from. So a little history on that. So the blue moon, of course, is once in a blue moon, and it is twice in a year. The other thing is that we've got the moon in Taurus right now that's coming in, which could be a really packing of a punch because it's in conjunct with Uranus. So there's sort of a conflicting kind of atmosphere going on with that between the two, because Taurus is all about stability and safety and making sure things are good, where Uranus is not. There's just the total opposite. It's like I've got to look at my notes because there's so much going on. But it's basically it's a break of a routine, a break of an order. Something's breaking, where Taurus is like, no, I want to be able to just stay stable, stay calm. It's not going to happen. Especially the moon's energies on the 31st doesn't end at the end of the day. It ends 3-4 days down the road. So if you're in the United States, you are going to know it, because we got the elections going on, everything on the 3rd, right? It's not going to end there. We're going to be so inundated with intense heat that everybody's going to not get along. There's going to be a lot of conflict. There's going to be a lot of that. So in the politics area, it's going to be really, really intense. People are not going to be able to keep their opinion to themselves, per se. So that's where that's going to come in. Not only that, do we have I forgot. Is it Uranus? No, it's Mercury. We've got Mercury retrograde. We've got Mars retrograde going on. Mars retrograde doesn't end until the 13th. And even the 12th to the 14th, when Mars almost stops and goes in reverse, this is when it intensifies even double fold. So, and Mercury is also in a retrograde. So we've got so many energies and so many things going on in one instance. It's going to create a lot of trouble, literally. So around the 12th is what we're going to see. Is we're going to see sort of a collapse of something. And then we're going to see the expansion of another thing. So the collapse of something is the old. And then the expansion of something is the new. And that's going to start happening around the 12th. And because this is not going to be an overnight thing. This is going to be something for about a year to a year and a half. So we have so much that is being purged and reset, so that old has to sort of go out for allow some of the new to come in. People are going to buck it. They're just going to fight it. And this is why I'm saying it's not over, because on the 12th, when these energies start to shift, then people are going to fight the old. And then not only the 12th, 13th, 14th, Mars retrograde is beginning to stop and begin to switch energies the other way. So you're going to have a real hard time with human beings wanting to change. It's going to change. Whether you like it or not, it's got to change. And that's not only here in the United States, that's all over the world. Everything really does need to change. So you're going to begin to see an expansion of things. Also, too, for humans, for us, we're going to come to a fork in the road. So come the 13th, 14th, somewhere around there, I would say before the 15th, you're going to have something come up in your life that is a fork in the road, and you're going to have to make a decision. I don't know what that is for you, but it's almost, keep it in the back of your mind that it's going to be like a decision of an old process and a new. So sometimes we get stuck in our own processing. It's almost like one astrologer was talking about it like it's an addiction that we chemically get stuck in something. And it's almost, for example, we start thinking negative, and then our body begins to change, our mind process begins to change, our chemical process begins to change in our head. And that actually becomes an addiction. We can't stop thinking that way. It's like, well, I'm just that way. No, it's because you choose to not fight that addiction or whatever process is that you're thinking, if that makes sense. All right. So what I'm going to do with the cards is I'm going to pull only 2 cards for the energies for the 31st on the day, and see what those 2 energies are for the day of the blue moon. I like to call it a blue moon, but you can call it whatever you want. And then we're going to see at the very end what the energy for the rest of the week is going to be. There is going to be a lot of uncertainty in this around I would say around the 30th, again to probably the end of the first week. But not only uncertainty, like I said, there's going to be some big news. I don't know what it is. Some big news. I don't know what it is. And it's almost around the third to the 5th. If you're watching the election, don't be surprised if there isn't a delay somewhere. As sort of like a delay in response, or like, oh, there's a problem with the counts. Oh, there's a problem with this. So they're going to have to delay the announcement of what the thing is. It's going to be gnarly. It is going to be gnarly. I'll almost guarantee it. All right. So we've got two energies for the 31st. Remember, I'm doing this for the 31st, and we'll pull the cards and see. So the first energy for the 31st is going to be wide open, and it is. This is going to be wide open. You're going to be able to either pick your battles, say what you want to say, or you're going to have the wherewithal to hold your tongue. Because, again, pulling some of these cards for this last reading, it's all about truth. It's all about fact. It's all about what's going on, and really needing to look at that. Also, too, it is the number 6, and the number 6 is all about harmony and improvement. So if we're harmony improvement and we've got something wide open, we have the choice to either figure out how to make it harmonize, improve, make things better. Again, that Y in the road, or we can choose to go the other way, the rock bottom. So we can go rock bottom. But it's really interesting because that's contradictory, because the rock bottom, there's no place to go but up, right? So there really is no Y for that one. But also for the number 10, it's a number 1. So something's ending, something's beginning. Again, number 1 is something new, something fresh, something beginning for that day. Well, the end of the month is ending, but we have a new month beginning. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something different. I don't know what it is in your life that's ending. Now, it could be ending on the 31st or right before the 31st or on the 1st. It's like it's carrying over. I don't know what it is. Something's ending, but then there's something new beginning. And we have the wide open. So think about that for your life, or whoever's coming into your life, or who's around your life right now, or who's in your circle. This might be the energies of somebody in your circle of your friends. Something is, ending. Sort of like my daughter, she came home and said she had just given her 2-week notice for another job, and her friend had decided to quit too. She had no idea. But it was just sort of like something coming real quick on that day. An ending. And then a beginning. This is a good thing, though, because you're purging and resetting. Purge and reset. Remember, we need to reset in the positive, reset in the high vibrations, high energies, high frequencies, and keep those low frequencies down. Rock bottom, if you're there, and a lot of people are, their finances suck, their jobs, they lost their jobs. There's a lot of things, but you have to keep the mindset of the high vibrations, or those low vibrations are going to tear you down, literally tear you down and suck you right up. And then you're no good to yourself, and you're no good to anybody else. Jeez, these cards. Okay, figured this one was going to come up, because this is, if I don't know who out there, I would love to know if anybody knows about a spiritual battle. I would love to know if you know of a spiritual battle, or if you believe there is such a thing as spiritual battles, because we're having a spiritual battle. We have the 6 of Pentacles, and we have the Hierophant. So Pentacles are all about finances, money, earthly things. And then we have the Hierophant, which is the highest spiritual being that there ever could be. So we have a spiritual battle. Not only do we have the spiritual battle, oh man, I could see our election in this right here. But no, the thing is that in the spiritual battle, there has to be give and take. And in the give and take in the earthly side, we have a problem even in all of our humanity right now. Now, remember, we're thinking about the 31st when something's ending and something's beginning, is that the balance is off. This is completely off, which it is. It's always going to be unfair and off when it comes to money. I mean, people don't make enough money for the things that they do. But here, there's something off in the balance that needs to change. And the only way that it's going to change is by the Hierophant teaching how to do that. So the Hierophant is about teaching, about also somebody could be a mentor, somebody could be teaching, somebody could just be a friend around saying, hey, that's not really morally right, something, integrity morally. Maybe somebody wants to steal something and give it to somebody, but it's morally not right. So this is the Hierophant. That's what the Hierophant's doing. Again, we're into contradictory. We're into purge and reset. So purge and reset. Purge the old way of thinking and reset the new. And also somebody wants to give somebody something that they just don't have. They would love to, but they can't. I don't know who that's for. It's like somebody really needs financial assistance, but and somebody's like a friend, but they can't give it to them even though they want to. I don't know who that's for. So, on that, again, there's spiritual battle there. All right. And I can understand this. I really can. So we have the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups. The interesting thing again about this is the number 4 is about stability. 4 of Cups is somebody is focused too much on the issue at hand rather than the solution in the future. Again, we're that wide in the road, and we're at a place where we could be thinking more positively. Hey, I need to do this and make this happen, or I need to take baby steps to get this going. And I'm just going to sit here and wallow in whatever pity party and miss the whole opportunity. Again, the why in the road. The 31st is going to be about the why in the road, the energies in the road. Go the positive way, go the negative way, go the earthly way, go the spiritual way, go the way of truth or go the way of lying, or not lying, but even fiction or fantasy, which, you've got this why. I don't know what it is in your life, but you've got this why that you need to figure something out because there is no other way to go. You got to figure it out. And sitting there, okay, thank you. So what they're saying is don't wallow in the problem itself. So like me, I'm out of work. I don't wallow in it. I just keep moving forward in something, or you find something, or be creative to find something that you can do to better whatever it is that you need to do, because you have freedom of choice. You have wide open choices in that. All right. So whoever that is, stop wallowing, stop thinking so much. Somebody's thinking way too much. Yep. Again, the truth, we've got the King of Swords. He showed up so much this week already. The King of Swords, again, truth or fantasy. Truth or fantasy. Remember, this is, I figured that'd come up. This is about the 31st and the next 3 days. So we have a lot of wounds. We have a lot of scars. We do understand that. The number 9 is really intense. Mars in retrograde. It is intense right now. You really just have to understand and be kind to yourself. But the thing is, we know that everybody has scars. The problem is, and this is the same with the Uranus and Taurus, because, the moon's in Taurus, again, is you're going to have to sit there and say, okay, I have feelings about this topic, or I have feelings about this subject matter, but I don't need to share it with everybody. There has to be a right time and a place. And this is more of a pity party. Oh, look at my opinion. Or maybe you voted for somebody and they didn't get it. And it's like, oh, you want to create a kerfuffle about it. Well, this is the intense part of the why in the road. Which way are you going to go? You're going to create more drama, more havoc, or you're going to create more of a positive outcome. All right. Yeah, this is what I like. So the Six of Cups is, again, more of a nurturing, more of a loving. We keep going from earth, spirit, earth, spirit, earth, spirit. Battle. I'm sorry, but there is a battle. So this person here, whoever it is there for you, and you're there for them for support. And you know each other, you stand up for each other, you're like besties, you know the dark secrets of each other, but you're all okay with each other, and you're not going to allow each other to do the pity party, like woe is me kind of thing. Hey dude, don't talk about that right now. It's not a good time kind of a thing. And that's what you're there. Now this person though, you've known for a long time. Long time. And it's also about the heart and purity. So it is a really good friend. You're there to hold each other up. Definitely, yes. Oh, 6, another 6. So we have another harmony and improvement in somebody. So you got 2 6s. So this is all about harmony, improvement, and intensity. So something going on with you and your friend when you're together, something is really intense and really hot. It's going to be really tense, hot. Remember, 31st through the 1st or the 3rd, something's going to be really hot, and you're going to need to hold on to each other. Whatever it is, could be work, could be you're going out and drinking, somebody wants to get in a fight, one of those kind of thing. Relationship, you're getting all hot and heated, but know that it comes out very victorious, very good. Again, that why in the road. Choose the way to look at the positive side rather than the negative side. A lot of communication there too. That needs to go on. Again, I feel like somebody is an accountability partner as well. I don't know. You know, in addiction, they do have accountability partners and stuff like that. So let me draw the other cards. But yeah, so this is definitely... Again, keep in mind the 31st, something's going to end, something's going to begin. It's not the end of the month. I'm not talking about the end of the month. That's common logic. This is about, I don't know what's going to start new in your life. And you're going to be able to make a choice about it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Get the 6 of Pentacles again. So this also might mean for somebody that we need to get things balanced. Or, okay, thank you. Somebody's giving too much and somebody's taking too much. So evaluate in your life right at this moment. Don't think forward. Everything I'm talking about, you got to do it in the now. There is no future. You got to think of now. And I know that's hard to understand. But... somebody is taking too much, and it's like when you have somebody who don't take my kindness as a weakness kind of a thing, and they'll eat you up and spit you out. It's sort of like a manipulative person that, you know, they're always needing something, and you're always there. Put it that way. So again, we're at that why in the road. Do we want to keep doing that? That's an old pattern. Do we want to change it and change to a new pattern? Remember, everything that you're doing, is this an old pattern? Does it work? Does it not work? If it's not working, if it's an old pattern that's breaking you, because that's where Uranus is. Or Uranus wants to break, divide, boom, boom. Taurus is all about, no, I'm going to keep it together. It's like Uranus is going to rip it all apart. But Taurus is going to hold it all together. So what is that in your life that's tearing you apart or separating you, and that you need Taurus to pull it all back together? Does it mean getting rid of somebody in your life? Does it mean stopping a habit? Does it mean, tightening your belt? What does it mean for you? I don't know. I don't know on that end. All right. So again, for the first through the, jeez. Wow. So now you've got 8 and 9. Again, 8 and 9. Again, earth, spirit, earth, spirit, earth, spirit. This is again the 8 of swords, about truth. Thank you. So somebody for this next week, they're believing in the old lies. They're believing in the low self-esteem. They're believing in, I'm surprised if the devil card comes up, definitely. So they're believing in the way of it is a lie. So self-esteem. Oh, I'm ugly. I'm fat. I'm no good. They tell me I'm not smart. My husband keeps telling me I'm an idiot. Those kind of things. And they feel bonded and tied because they can't seem to do anything about it. Again, this is where balance is off. Old has to go and purge. New behaviors, new beginnings have to happen. I've got goosebumps everywhere for somebody. I don't know who this is for, but this is a victim mentality, but it is also, thank you, it is also trauma. Somebody was traumatized as a young child, whether sexually abused, physically abused, or whatever. That is this. I've been there. I have been there. You got to do your homework. You got to do that. And those wrappings will fall right off. Those chains that are holding you and weighing you down. That is why I'm a life balance coach. They're weighing you down, and the freedom, I cannot explain how freeing that is. I don't know who that's for, but this is going to take time, but you can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. Oh, big goosebumps. I don't know who that's for. It's all the way from the top of my head down to my crown chakra, all the way down. Woo. Okay, so we've got the Two of Wands. Two of Wands. Two of Wands, again, is about thinking about the future. Don't think about the future too far out there. We have no idea. And plus, I will almost predict from now until January, it's not going to be the same. There's going to be so much crap happening before January. You're going to go like, wow, all that happened in 2 months. So don't plan on that. I mean, I'm a travel agent in the day, but the thing is, there's so much changing about travel right now. It's unreal. Yes, everything is opening up. Everything is beginning to move and travel. There's so many restrictions, but businesses are not doing good. Small businesses are not doing good. So be careful if you're going to travel. Call a travel agent like me. We've got again, another spiritual thing. Earth, spirit, earth, spirit. The hangman. Hangman's all about insight. Remember, go back this next week. Who are you giving to? Pay attention to the people around you. See if these people, if you're hanging around people, I'm going to teach you something. If you're hanging around people that you have to use the word should, okay, like for example, oh, I really should go see him, or I really should go to that dance. Really pay attention to yourself when you use that word should, because that's where the insightfulness of the hangman comes. When you say the word should, it doesn't mean you want to. It means you feel obligated to. Pay attention to that around you this next week, because that's an old pattern of doing things out of obligation. You're your own person, your own journey. You can take this journey and balance it out wherever you want to go, and you get yourself out of this old pattern. You've got new ways, and start listening to your inner self, your intuition. That is, I'm going to say the Hierophant is the highest ever, is spiritual, but also I'd say intuition. I can't emphasize that enough. You've got the support here. You've got all kinds of things going on. But again, lastly, why in the road? old patterns. That's the moon. That's Mars conflict. That's Mercury. That's Uranus fighting Taurus. Earth spirit, earth spirit. Everybody's like, what does she mean, earth spirit? When I'm talking about earth ways, it has to do with, for example, the way that I can say it for you to walk away with it is like a difference between happy and joy. Earth is happy, joy is spiritual. Happy is circumstantial. Anything on the earth that you can touch, you can see, you can have, and it makes you happy. But if you were to take it away, it would make you really sad. So your emotions are going up and down. That's earth. Joy is something that you can't touch. The love of somebody, a memory of somebody, or doing something, something internal that just a smell of something brings a smile to your face. That's joy. That's spiritual. That is going to go with you all the way. That is internal. But that's why I say earth is money. Earth is things. Earth brings real big depressions because you're expecting something that doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to. So there's a lot of, I could keep going, a lot of stuff. This is, I wish I could have another hour because it's all about the why on the road. Which way are you going to go after October? Are you going to go in the positive direction and start something new and new thought processes? Or are you going to stay in the old muck and the dirty mud and actually stay in sort of sabotage thinking, negative thinking, low vibrations, low energies? Are you going to turn things around? Because that's what November is going to be about. We have to turn things around, not for other people. November is going to be all about you. The planets and everything that you do in November has to be for your self personalization. So that's what the moon and Mars and Mercury, Uranus and Taurus and who else is involved? Pluto. Those are all about personalization. Which way do I go? What do I want to change? What isn't working? What isn't happening? All right. So that's a big one. Yes, it can. It actually can change the, what is it? The parabens in your brain. I don't think you need hypnosis, Felix. I think what you need is to find out what brings your vibrations up. So what makes you happy? What makes a thought happy? And this is sort of something that you can do every day. You can actually even put Post-it notes up. I have Post-it notes all over my computer base. And sometimes when my vibrations start lowering, which it does change the chemistry in your brain, it does change, what is it? It's not paraffin. Paraffin's wax. Oh, I have to think. I'm going to get back with you with that. But it does change the chemical in your brain. And it's sort of like somebody being depressed all the time. But when you give them more positive things to look forward, more hope. Hope is just an internal feeling. But it's something that gives them hope. Then their vibrations raise and things like that. Hypnosis may work, but I don't think that's something that you need. I think it's just a process of changing your, if you know what reverse psychology is, it's doing that with yourself. What I teach in Get Balanced 2020 is when you have a negative thought, the first thing, it doesn't have to be negative. Maybe you have a lustful thought and you don't want to, some people are addicted to porn. So when you have a lustful thought to go look at the porn or whatever, you have to change it immediately. Recognize it. Oh, crap, that's that thought. And then, nope, you have to replace it with something. Like I'm saying, this old purging that these planets are going to do and want us to do, we purge that. But you cannot be successful if you don't replace it with something. That's what this is about. The why in the road. Get rid of that, but you have to replace it with something. And that's something like when I'm teaching fitness or nutrition, if you're going to take away sugars, what are you going to replace it with? You're going to replace it with maybe a fruit, because that might be a little sugary, but you're going to replace it with something healthy. So you take away something negative and put something positive in your life. Does that help? I don't know if that helps or not, but it does change. If you look at depressed people, or if you look at their thought process, it does change. If you look at joyful people and you look at happy people, they can even show you brain scans of the difference of their brains and their energies that are happening. It's been a long time since I took psychology, but nowadays it's amazing, just amazing. All right, so let's wind this up. We have the Ace of Swords. Again, truth. We want to be looking at the truth. We want to be looking at the positive, not the negative, not the fantasies, not that kind of stuff. All right. Oh, I didn't go through these. So we have, this is typical. This is very typical. Somebody is definitely overthinking. And this is an old habit. It's old habits die hard. Don't overthink it. When you start overthinking something, just say, you know what, I'm going to let it go. I'm just going to go with the flow. As hard as it is, because overthinking means you want control of something. You want to keep control. You want to hold on to it so you can have control. The planets know we got to let go. Trust me, we got to let go. But somebody is overthinking something, and so therefore they're not resting very well. Not resting at all. And then that there will change your brain. Totally. If you're not getting enough sleep, if you're not, and you're depriving your brain of oxygen and time to rest and things like that, whoo, you got to have some time to sleep. You got to know, I sleep 6 to 7 hours and I'm good. Yeah. So again, last card is the, what is it? 8 or 7, 8. 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is about something coming in fast. Hello there, hothead. Thank you. Hi. So this is coming in fast. Again, it is coming in fast. Here's what I'm going to say about this. On the 31st, I'm going to even say 28th to the 31st. So today is the 29th. So 31st to the 3rd, something is going to happen fast. Some news, something is going to happen that's going to be unexpected and possibly unexplainable, like what the heck just happened? But it's going to be some type of communication or something coming. Something coming. Now, for somebody else, it looks like there might be some fast travel. All of a sudden, there's like, oh, now they're having me take a trip, or, oh, man, I've got to go travel here or there or whatever it is. But I'm going to say this is about big news coming in. I want to say the first week. I'd say around the 3rd. Well, I'm not talking about the politics stuff either. But something else is good. Something else is going to unfold. Again, I don't know if this is getting rid of, purging the old pattern and bringing in the new, anything like that. So I'm going to do a last oracle to see what the rest of, I'd say the first week of November is. So again, big thing is, check yourself. Especially we've got, who are you giving to? Who are you not giving to? Who's taking that shouldn't be taking more than they should? All right. So let's see this last card out, the energies for the first week. Oh, we got 2 of them, 3 of them. Okay. What did I say? That Y in the road. Okay, and that's acknowledging. Number 3 is an acknowledging. So make sure you acknowledge not only yourself, but acknowledge everything that you're doing. If you're changing a habit, changing something to, again, from earth to spirit or whatever you are changing, make sure you acknowledge it. Make sure that it is to bring you to a higher light, a higher vibration, higher joy, higher things. Sorry, I had a whole bunch of stuff come in. Because the next thing is you're talking about your path, your journey here. You're talking about personalization. Remember, we talked about this isn't about everybody else's journey. This is about and you've been through a lot. you have gone through a lot, and the journey is now becoming a little bit more clearer, a little bit more straighter. So 9, 13, so 4, okay, thank you. So it's more stable. So coming to the future is going to be a little bit more stable, and it is coming to life. So the number 2. Okay. And number 2, number 2 is about balance. So this is all about balance here. All right. So hopefully some of this helped you out. Again, the blue moon, the 31st is going to be intense because you've got 3 different energies. You've got the moon, you've got Mars retrograde, and you've got Mercury retrograde. You've got the moon that's going into Taurus, but it also has Uranus, which are conflicting. So there's going to be just be really mindful and gentle with everybody around you. Yeah, sure, just that, and just be mindful and kind to everybody around you if you can. But this is about your journey, so personalize, which way are you going to go, what are you going to do, what's old that you can change in your life. If it's a circle or a cycle or a pattern that is not working, this is the time to change it. This is the time to change it. All right. Sure, Felix. A last question. I feel like I should smoke out with sage tomorrow. What else would you recommend as a good light ritual for the full moon? I use frankincense. I love frankincense, and that really helps. In fact, we have to do that. We sort of have an entity that's hanging out that I'm not quite sure is good or bad yet. So frankincense is what I would suggest. And then don't forget, if you have crystals, to put them out, because that will help energize them, re-energize them as well. So if you have crystals, that will help too, because you need those re-energized. Yeah. Oops, hang on. I hit the wrong button. Ah! Hang on, guys. No, I don't want to add a moderator. Can you tell me anything about love? Oh, yeah, you want to hear about love? Let me see. Hothead. Let's find you something about love. So remember, I'm going to only do it from the 31st to the 3rd. All right? So, well, it could run into the first week. It all just depends. So... You have too much crystals. Hey, I'm still learning a lot about crystals. The amethyst, I keep this close. I don't know if you can see it or not. I keep it close because it keeps calm. If I get around too many crystals, I get higher than a kite. Literally. I found that out back in the day when I was scuba diving. My girlfriend was into Reiki. She's an older woman, but she was an RN and she got into Reiki, and we went scuba diving. She said, "Do you mind if we stop at this place?" I'm like, "Hey, no, not a problem." I didn't know what she was talking about. So we went through this carpet shop, but back in the carpet shop was this beautiful, beautiful little crystal shop. And I'm like, wow, this is really cool. I've never seen one before. And I went in there and looking around, and, the amethysts were sitting from the ground up halfway up the wall, and just everywhere crystals. And I'm like, wow, this is really cool. And my friend's talking to the owner, and I'm just starting to go like this. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting sick. And I'm like, and my girlfriend asked me, "Are you okay?" And I said, "I'm going to puke." So I had to step outside, and they both started laughing. And then it went away. And then I went back inside again, and same thing happened. Not even 3 minutes. And I'm like, woo. And I'm just like, yeah, like laughing gas. It was crazy. So I found out I am extremely sensitive to crystals. And then one year at a state fair, I was standing next to a crystal booth. Lady, the guy was called I Got Rocks in My Head was the name of his shop. And he saw that I was like getting a little probably woo. And he said, "Hey, I want you to hold something for me." And I said, "Okay." So he went and got this box, little tiny box with some cotton in it, and there was this beautiful spear that is, or sphere, little clear sphere. And I'm like, "Oh, it looks like little miniature crystal ball, kind of thing." And he's like, "So can you pick it up?" And so I took it out of the box. I started holding it. I was like, "Oh, this is pretty. This is cool." And before I knew it, it was burning my hand. Yeah, I had to like put it back real quick. So then my mom, my daughter and friends were with us, and they're like, I said, "Oh my God, it's hot!" Had to put it back, and they're like, "Oh, let's try it. Let's." Oh, it's not hot. It's not hot. And he goes, "She's extremely sensitive." I am. I'm very very intuitive and spirits and all that kind of stuff. So let's see where the love is for Hothead though. Six of Swords. Ooh, Six of Swords. A little bit of fighting action. So are you with somebody? Okay, now I'm not saying fighting in a bad way. So whoever is in a relationship, it might have some conflict. This is Mars. This is the moon. This is what's going on. So just know not to, and it's the sword. So it could be something about truth that somebody didn't want to hear. So if that's in a relationship, or if you're meeting somebody or somebody new and you're in a relationship, and you're like somebody tells you something that you don't like, just sort of blow it off. If somebody comes to you and it's an opposite sex or whatever, or it also may come across as more aggressive or assertive than what it means to be. Sort of like me. I'm too forward. And that's probably why I'm single, because I'm very forward. If you don't like me, you don't like me. Take a hike. I don't care. So it's sort of like that energy, this energy here. So the Six of Swords. Let's see about the other energies. Oh, he's very insightful. She's very insightful, whoever that is. So whoever you're coming into, just know that they're very, very insightful. They have some spirituality to them, and not saying that, oh, they believe in God and they're a Bible thumper or anything like that. It's just that they, interesting. They are very in tune with their intuitive side. And they came to you, or if they come to you, it's because their intuition told them to. And they're going to rock your world. They're going to rock your world. They're going to turn it upside down. So whoever that is. Now, the Tower, I'm going to say the Tower is not a bad card, because sometimes we need our world rocked. We need our life turned upside down, because remember, sometimes opposites attract. So somebody coming to you is the opposite of you, and it's actually going to be more, it's going to be a little bit nerving, but it's going to also be very exciting. It's sort of like being in a new relationship. It's scary, but it's exciting. But no booty calls. No booty calls. So that could be really fun and interesting for somebody. I don't know who that's for. Hothead, no booty calls. All right. So that is the reading. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I hope you had fun. Felix, if you have any questions about crystals and sage and all that kind of stuff, just let me know. I really enjoy all you guys coming on and saying hello. Yeah, no, none of this. All right. You guys have a great, great Halloween. Again, that moon is going to be intense. The planets are going to be intense. And really, really just be mindful. Be safe. There's a lot of conflict going out there, a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of, I hate to say it, anger. There's going to be a lot of anger, a lot of tenacity. There's going to be a lot of bickering. So really just be really careful. Out there on Halloween in the next 3 days. And I don't take that lightly. I don't say that lightly, because wherever you're at in the world, there is too much craziness, and full moons not only will bring that out, but you got a lot of anger behind Mars, Uranus, and Mercury. So really be careful with that. All right. And no fighting with your girlfriends and boyfriends. Yeah, it's supposed to be about love. All right. I will talk to you on the next reading. And I think I did a live empath. I'm probably not going to do another live empath probably till the mid of November. But any feedback or any topics or anything you guys want to hear about, let me know. I'd love to do it. Or if you want history on tarot, which is sort of boring, but a lot of people think tarot is actually very negative and occult. It's actually not if they would look at the history. So, yes, stay in the light because that's what it is. Love, light, and truth. The divine is all about truth and love. That's it. Either you live in love or you live in fear. You choose. Again, old pattern, new pattern. Fear, love. Old pattern goes, love replaces. All right, you guys, you take care. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe. Please tell your friends, subscribe. I had a lot of fun, and it's good to see you guys on. Hothead, be good, and thank you for popping in, and I will talk to you next time.